Hi, welcome back to Therapy Designs. If you're new to this channel, my name is Kelly, and this channel is all about teaching you how to create print-on-demand designs that sell. And if you stay tuned till the end of the video, I have another 5 bonus niches for you. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how you can create this design right here. This one just says, "Bruh, we out teachers." It's great for the end of the year. But more than just showing you this design, what I really wanted to talk about is frames that are good for Canva that you can get on Creative Fabrica. So this was actually made using a frame and then just putting like the masks in the frame to get that cool effect. And so I'll show you how I did this one. But I'm going to jump really quickly over to Creative Fabrica. And so I'm on Creative Fabrica. I'm on print on demand assets. Obviously, you can, search through all of the trending designs right now. And I do this periodically because it gives me a good idea of what's popular right now, even if I don't use any of them, just looking at them to see kind of what the trends are, what is doing well now. Obviously, autism is doing well now because it's Autism Month. Those 4 brush strokes are doing well, and I did show you guys how to do that kind of design on your own. And so lots of summer stuff is starting to come up. There's a lot of Easter stuff that is selling right now, baseball stuff. And so this gives me a good idea of sort of what happens to be popular right now. But what I did want to show you is I can do a search here for Canva frame or Canva frames, and I can hit enter here. And what you'll see is there are a whole bunch of pre-made like frames that people have put up for Canva, and some of them are very convenient to use. There's lots of text ones, different shapes, and although Canva does have a ton of its own frames already on there, some of these are pretty unique. Now, there are ways to make these frames on your own, but if you already have a subscription to Creative Fabrica, then this is way easier. It's way more time effective because it does take a little bit of time to make these. So if I can find one that I want to use, I'll just use that. And so there's a whole bunch of cool ones. I can hit load more. And so you can go through, there's some of the curved ones there. And so if you ever wonder how they get some of those designs, here's an example that has the pattern in it. This is one way that you can do that, would just be to put the pattern right inside of the frame as opposed to doing a clipping mask, which I also like to do. So again, whenever it comes down to doing something, there's always a lot of different ways to accomplish it. But this is one way that's pretty convenient here. So game day design. So tons of different frames that are pretty popular. And I did see the brush stroke frames in here too, where you could do the brush stroke designs. Like for example, here's one. I don't like that one as much. Here's one. That one looks a little bit better because it looks a little bit less uniform than that. And of course, I did show you how you can just do your own with clipping masks. But tons of cool ones. So anyways, I'm looking for that design that I just showed you because I know it was on here, so that I could show you just sort of how I did it. By the way, they also have some of these cool like distressed or kind of rough edge frames. I usually make my own sort of splatter frame and then put a mask inside of it or onto it, but this is another easy way that you can do it. This might be a little bit faster if you don't already have a splatter frame. I already have a bunch saved, so I don't need to use that. But if you don't already have your own splatter kind of frame, then this is an easy one that you can just sort of use some of that stuff. And there's a lot of those bunny ones too, where you can put like the different plaids inside the bunnies. So those are also very popular there. Okay, so I just decided to go ahead and search specifically for the one I was looking for, which is the Bruh We Out frame. And so there's actually 2 of them that I see. There's this one, this is the one that I showed you, and then there's this one here. So they just use different sort of fonts, and you can see that the way that they put different designs in here. So this is the one I went with. So I'm just going to go ahead and click here. And then for this one, I mean, you can see commercial and full POD usage allowed. And we can just go ahead, hit download that. And then from there, what we can do is going to download it as a zip file. We can open up that zip file. You're going to have to open up the PDF. So you double click on that. And there's always just going to be this little thank you for supporting us. Download and click here. So you'll click on that. That's what's actually going to kind of pull up it's going to pull up the frame here, and it'll say use template for new design. And so what I can do is just go ahead and click on that, and it's going to automatically open up Canva for you, and it's going to be right there inside of a Canva page. And so it's giving me two, and they look pretty identical. I don't know if there's any difference between either one. So what we can do here is we can just start you know, putting putting in anything that we want. So what we would do is go over to elements. If you have an idea of what you're looking for, great. So let's say you wanted to do plaids. You can do like plaid, and there's all sorts of different plaids, and you can go to photos and you can just start playing around putting different kinds of plaids in there if that's what you wanted to do. So you just kind of pop it off, put it over, and there, for example, would be different plaids, and you can do all sorts of different ones there. If you knew that you wanted to do polka dots, you could do that. If you knew that you wanted a particular pattern, like a floral pattern, you can search for that. You do sort of have to have a little bit of an idea of what you're looking for, but you can play around and kind of see what works best. For the one I showed you, I actually went with gradients, and so I just went with like bright gradient. And so there was just all sorts of bright gradients. So some nice yellows in here. Here were some rainbow gradients that I sort of looked at. This one was pretty easy. This might have been one that I used here. And of course, that popped me into more gradients that I saw that I could use. And so all sorts of ones. If you find one that you particularly like that one looks kind of cool, I might go ahead and take that one and just go straight across the bottom with the pinkish gradient. Oops, let me close that. And so I'm literally just dragging and dropping into each letter. And so I liked the way that that looked. So then what I might do from here would be to have the top just kind of continue that gradient on. So this kind of ended up at sort of a yellowy color, and this sort of ended up as sort of a pinky color. So I might go ahead and make this a little bit more yellow and make this a little bit more pink, which is pretty much what I did. So if I was to do something like that, you can see how that works. And you can go through here if you know what you want. You can search a little bit more specifically too. So I can be like yellow gradient or pink gradient or orange gradient. So lots of different ways that I could go about searching once I have an idea of what I liked. So something like that looks cool. I think I might have gone ahead after I saw that and decided, oh, I like those colors. I might have gone sort of like orange and yellow gradients, and saw what there was for orange and yellow gradients. And so there was lots of different cool ones there. Some were a little bit more splotchy, some, a little bit darker, some a little bit lighter. This one was kind of cool because it gives sort of that lightness in the middle, which was kind of cool. But that's a little bit more yellowy, I think, than I'd like. But you can play with different ones to see sort of what works best. Different textures, but I do kind of want to be pretty uniform with my textures. Another one here. And that one kind of looks pretty cool. I don't know, is that the same one? That might be the same one. It might be a little bit different. I think it's a little bit different. I think that's a little bit darker. This one's a little bit more yellow. So something there. And then I might have even gone with like pink gradients, like bright pink, like pink purple gradient or something like that. And I'm looking for something maybe even a little bit more neon. I mean, here's sort of a purple I could have done for teacher. Teacher is all one, so it's different. It's not the same as the different yellows. So that works really well. Maybe I want something a little bit more like that. I'd have to make it quite a bit bigger to actually fit there. And so that's cool because it kind of goes from a lighter to a darker. Now, what I do have to consider is the shirt color that I'm going to put this on. Most of the time, it's going to go on a dark shirt. So if I was to change the background color here to black, that's going to give me a better idea of how it's going to look. Right now, that purple is a little bit dark. It's not going to stand out as well. So I might want to go with something that's a little bit lighter. And that one actually looks like it works really well. And so I might do something like that. That looks pretty cool. Now, once I have this, I might want to resize it a bit too. So this isn't normally the size I would design on. So an easy thing to do would be to go up to the top where it says resize. I'm going to resize it for 4500 by 5400 pixels because that's my usual shirt design size. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit resize this design. And then hit resize again. And there you go. So now we've got the whole thing. And then what I'm going to do is group this together too. So I'm going to click outside of this, drag over everything. That way it's grouped together. I'm going to shrink it a little bit, move it up on the page. And so now I like the way that that looks. That looks pretty cool. And I'd probably leave it here. I probably wouldn't do too much else with it. You could add little flares here or there if you wanted to. If you wanted to do an outline around it, like a white outline or something, we could do that too. Let's see if it's going to let me do it over a frame. Yeah, looks like it will. Outline effect, outline. And I could go ahead if I wanted to and throw an outline around it. Let's see if that's going to work. Oh no, that's not. It's doing something weird. Okay. Well, the way around that, by the way, would be to go ahead, hit share, download transparent backgrounds. We only want page 1. Okay. Done. And we'll go ahead and just download this as a PNG really quick. And I can show you how, if we wanted to edit it from here, we could. So from here, I would just go ahead and go to uploads and I would upload this design. So there's my upload. Perfect. So now that I have it uploaded, all I would have to do is add a new page, bring this here, and now I could treat this the way I would treat any other kind of design. So now if I was to go over and try the shadows and try the outline, it would outline everything all at once. And so you can see the way that that would look. And I could do kind of small, or I could do it really big, you know, so you can sort of play with that. I can make it really, really small. I'd probably, if I was going to do it, want it to be enough that I could kind of see. So something like that looks kind of cool. Bruh, we out, teacher. And so there you go. I just wanted to show you guys again how you could do that. So from this point, it would be ready to go on a shirt. And of course, I didn't have to do the outline. So there it is without the outline. And you could do both versions too. So you can kind of do whatever you want. This definitely makes it look a little bit brighter because it also puts that white inside those little spots up here that you can see. So it just puts white in there. I mean, I could have put white in there anyways by just putting like a little white circle just behind the spots if I wanted to make that look white. But either way, looks great. That's just how you would go ahead and use those frames. And so I just mostly wanted to show you how you would go about, you know, using those frames. So you can take any of the frames that you saw on Creative Fabrica and essentially do the little drag and drop, and that's pretty easy too. Again, because you guys were patient and waited until the end of the video, I do have another 5 bonus niches for you guys. And because we did a design based on the last day of school, I do have last day of school niches, which will be very popular coming up here shortly as we are approaching the summer. Okay, without any further delays, these are going to be your 5 bonus niches. So niche number 1, pretty simple, happy last day of school. You can also be specific, happy last day of first grade, happy last day of kindergarten, happy last, day of, 3rd grade, 4th grade, whatever you want to do there. Number 2, teacher mode off. You could also do it as student mode off, or however you want to do that. Number 3, bye, bruh. Number 4, goodbye, kindergarten, hello, summer. And again, change out kindergarten for whatever specific grade you want. And number 5, last day autographs. So this is a cool one. It is essentially a shirt that you would have other kids sign. So you would design this. You can either have them sign directly on the shirt, or you could put a giant white box on the shirt, like literally just a big white rectangle for kids to sign on. And it is an autograph shirt. And so that's another one that I've seen that can do really well. I've seen those, by the way, done for birthdays and other areas where you might have somebody write on the shirt. But last day autograph shirts is a cool one as well. If you have any questions about this, drop it in the comment section below. I try to get back to everybody as quickly as I can. If you have video requests, again, you can throw those in the comment section below. I hope you guys are doing really well, and I do hope to see you guys again. That's it for today's video. If you found that useful and would like to see more videos with helpful tips and tricks, be sure to hit like and subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the weekly videos. As always, keep growing and stay creative, and we'll see you next time.